Hey, Mike Ashcraft here with Christians Get Rich. We all know that bad things happen to good people. But what you may not realize is that bad things can turn out to be good things, especially if you're a Christian believer like I am. Romans 8:28 says that all things work together for the good of those who believe in Jesus. And I've seen this play out in my life. I've seen bad things actually become good things. So I'll give you one prime example. My father passed away about 3 years ago, and I was told to get the living trust together because if I didn't, I would have to go through this terrible thing called probate, and probate would be so expensive. There's court fees and attorney fees and all that. The only trouble was that I was trying to set up the living trust before my father passed. He had dementia, so he wasn't understanding what I was saying, and I was talking to him about his estate, and he was thinking about the Oakdale estates where he purchased his property. He was flashing back to his early years in life, his early adulthood, and so I could not, as much as I tried, get him to sign a living trust. It just did not work out. So he passed, and I'm like, oh well, so here we go through probate. I'd heard that it takes months, even a year, and it's super expensive. But did you know that that bad deal turned out incredibly good for me? I'll tell you why. Had I had the living trust, I probably would have sold my share of my father's property and would have taken the money and put it into an annuity, and I would have missed out on an incredible blessing. It turns out that it was God who prevented me from getting that living trust set up, because as things played out, my sons spoke up and said that they wanted to keep the house. At first I was really nervous that this was not going to be possible. It was going to be super expensive and blah blah blah. But as I studied it more, I said, okay, my sons, they're my adult sons, they want to keep the house. Let's try and keep the house. So I bought out my brother, and now the house is mine, and it's going to be passed on to my kids. And literally, that's like a $1 million deal right there. That just if it would have been the living trust, it just wouldn't have been such a great deal. But because I went through probate and had time to think about it, and my kids had time to think about it, I didn't make a rash decision. I made a good decision. We kept the house in the family, and that's been a huge, huge blessing. So here's what I want to say to you today. The next time something bad happens to you, put your faith into it. Put some optimism into it. And don't take it as a bad thing. Look for the good to come out of it. Because yeah, bad things happen to good people, but good people turn bad things into good things. And this is a powerful lesson if you want to get wealthy. If this video impacted you, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time on Christians Get Rich.